You're tuned into Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey. And on the 12th annual Capital Jazz SuperCruise, we have Roxanne Shanté in the building. Well, not the building. Well, the building on the sea.
Absolutely.
This ship is as big as a building.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I think that's something that people, they see me and that's what she's in the building. So,
right.
So it kind of just works anywhere I'm at, is the building.
No doubt, no doubt. So how are you enjoying the Capital Jazz SuperCruise?
Oh, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving it. You get to meet a lot of people. We've had a lot of fun. I've played, I've been in the Spades tournament. I've been in the...
Spades tournament?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Are we about to have a battle over spades, me and you?
Please believe it, baby. Please believe it.
Is this what we about to do right here?
Please believe it. I got the trophies to prove it. And also, too, I also do the comedic clinics.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that also.
Oh, nice.
So I get up there and tell a few jokes and people laugh and we have a good time. Yeah.
Let me find out. We got to book her for some stand-up next time.
Absolutely, because either I'm going to stand up or sit down.
Love it. So how are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm absolutely great. I can't complain. A lot of times people question whether or not they're favorite or how they're favorite, but I wake up every morning and don't have to do neither. I see it. I see it and I feel it.
So you walk into it.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, we screened the movie Roxanne.
Yes.
And we also had you perform, and thank you so much for performing and opening it up. Lots of chatter that I hear is it's so good, it's so refreshing to have a female MC on the jazz cruise.
Absolutely.
First of all, was it weird to get the call from a jazz cruise? And secondly, let's talk about this female.
Well, the thing about it is that I'm booked from over many genres. So for me to get a call, whether it's a jazz event, for me to get a call, whether it's barbecue contest, for me to get a call, for it's like they call Roxanne Shanté. It's not just about hip hop or maybe the fact that they only see me as a hip hop artist. It's just being a great personality that is a people person. So usually when there's events where they feel like they're going to have people who are going to truly interact with other people, then they call me. They be like, oh yeah, you know what, Roxanne Shanté would be good for that. And for me, it's an honor to be an artist that's seen that way. An artist that they know is going to take pictures, one that's going to interact with people, one that's going to crack jokes, stay up late, and so when people do make that call, I do come running.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love about this too, is it's people are so personable here on the cruise, and you allow them to come and take pictures with you and take selfies with you. That's a blessing as well.
Yes, I'm that artist that people approach, mainly for a hug and a selfie, or either a selfie of the hug.
But that's because we grew up with you. Like I grew up with you. Like I felt like you walked in here. I felt like I knew you and hugged you because you've been in my ear like since the beginning.
Absolutely, and that's a blessing because people who have grown up with a lot of other people, they don't necessarily want to hug them when they meet them.
Right.
So when someone sees me, even the fact of the success that I've had in the latter years of my career, people will look at that and say, you deserve it.
Yeah,
I'm so glad, it's your turn. You should have it. So it always allowed me to never be bitter about maybe the things that may have taken place in my career earlier on, where I look at those people who may have had everything given to them, and now we're neck and neck as far as everything, whether it's career, where we are in our careers, where we are financially, where we are as far as being able to say, okay, this is what I've left in my legacy. So it's like, maybe it was a blessing that things took place the way they did when I was younger in order for me to really have the blessing of it now. And you kind of like enjoy it more now.
And appreciate it more now.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you tell me from where you were before to where you are now, what would you have told Roxanne Shanté, that little girl in Queens, from who you are right now, back then?
I would have definitely told her that she needed to have a lawyer. More than having a great manager, more than having great friends, more than having a great DJ, or even having a great track for music, I would have told her that she needs to have an attorney, that she needs to have someone in this business that will look out in her best interest. She needs to have her own attorney, because a lot of artists come into the industry and then automatically they depend on everyone else to give them the things that they don't know about. Oh, here's going to be your accountant. This is going to be your attorney. This is going to be your road manager. I would have told Shanté, and I also would have told her, like, listen, don't even worry about all of the wrongs that's going to go on now, because it's going to get right later. So just be patient. Your turn is coming, and when it comes, it's going to be big.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'd have saved her a lot of worry. I would have saved her a lot of worry.
Nice. Now tell me about, as being a woman in hip hop, anything you would have said to her about coming up in this men-driven industry, industry for entertainment overall?
Well, one of the things I could say about Roxanne Shanté, the younger Roxanne Shanté, is she always took the correct steps when it came to being in the industry. See, you've never heard any stories of Roxanne Shanté sleeping with this one or doing this with this one.
Facts.
Or, you've never heard those things. And that's because Roxanne Shanté came in with just straight talent, and she also seen them as her brothers. I never came in the industry looking for a husband, looking for an answer. Right. So because of that, my love and respect that, my peers have for me is incredible, and I wouldn't change that. So there wouldn't be anything that I would have changed regarding that. I've always been a person to share the stage with anyone. If I felt that it was an opportunity, even a lot of times if it was an opportunity that was just for me, I always turned it into an opportunity for us.
Nice.
And there's a lot of blessings in that. Right. So I really wouldn't change too much about young Roxanne Shanté, nor would I change any of the way she was and the things she says. Roxanne Shanté at 15 is the reason why you see Roxanne Shanté at 50, and you kind of like, you be like, all right, you know what, this is kind of good. You aged kind of gracefully. You keep doing what you're doing with Shanté.
She still look the same. How about that? She still look the same. Black don't crack. I've been telling people that.
That's so true. It takes a lot of Vaseline at night.
That's true. That's true. Where do you see hip hop going right now? What's your outlook on hip hop?
Well, actually, I see hip hop turning that corner again, making that transition into a more positive role. I think what happens is every now and then, each thing that we deal with in life goes through that certain transition.
That cycle. Right,
and it has to. So when it goes through that certain transition where you're just going to go from being this negative aspect, oh yeah, now they're talking about spending money, they're talking about doing this and doing that, but now they're talking about buying real estate, they're talking about saving money. First they were talking about, we need to buy these bags and buy these bags.
Right.
But now the rappers that have purchased those bags are saying like, listen, one of the main things I've always believed in is it's not about the name brands. If you make your name a brand, the brands will give it to you.
The brands will come.
That's what will happen. So you don't necessarily have to concentrate so much on, I need to have the name brands when I come out. I need to have this. I need to have that. More so than you need to build your name and make your name a brand. Then you don't have to worry about name brands. They'll send you all that shit.
And if anybody can teach you about branding your name, Roxanne. Roxanne. I think a whole wave of kids were named after you. So I believe in that. I believe in that for sure.
And it's amazing to me because when they come up to me and they're 33 years old and they're saying like, my parents named me after you, and I was like, yes, and it's a blessing because I love all my namesakes. I consider it to be an honor, and it truly is for a parent to have a child and then see the I guess the purpose in naming them after you, saying like, okay, look, I'm going to name you after Roxanne Shanté.
Because
even then.
So outside of hip hop,
yes,
I want to talk about nonprofit Roxanne. I want to talk about what Roxanne's doing outside of music. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, I have a nonprofit organization that I started with my husband called Mind Over Matter.
Yes.
And what we do is we take young ladies who are in high school from the 9th grade to their senior year till they graduate. We stay involved in their lives basically at every aspect.
Like a mentorship program.
Yes, but a little bit more than that because I've had young ladies who have been in foster care. And so because of that, in Essex County court system, I am a CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate. So I'm a person who's able to go into court and speak for them if they're in foster care. And I feel like the foster parents are not providing the things that they're supposed to, especially if they come to my class and they're hungry or their clothing is not, right? Or maybe they might feel like, the foster parents are just using them as a check, which unfortunately happens a lot in our communities. They take the children on just for the financial gain, but then they don't do anything for the children.
Neglect them the whole time.
Exactly. And so that's what Mind Over Matters, and we follow them from 9th grade. So literally I became more than just, Roxanne Shanté. I became Miss Shanté. And I've also started a program where I call it reentry. And reentry means, a lot of people would ask me like, so where do you live? And I said, well, I'm in Newark, New Jersey. And they say, wait, hold on, you're in a red zone. And I said, yeah, I understand that. Literally I was born in a red zone. I was born in one of the largest housing projects in the world. Right. So to have neighbors that quote unquote may do wrong has not been, foreign to me.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that circumstance and situation.
Right.
So I know how to handle it. So now living in a red zone, I came up with the term reentry, which means you go out, you make money, you move back into the hood, and you start to fix things. So that my students are able to say, you know what, Miss Shanté, she lives right there on the corner. She has $1 million, but she gets up, walks the same streets I do, ducks the same bullets that I do, in order to show me that. Because usually they make it seem like everything that's worthy is so far out of reach for us.
It's so out of touch.
So everything is always on television. Everything is always that. So we have our children mimicking that as opposed to being able to see someone in the community who has came back, who says, okay, listen, I live right here with you. You know, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to build here, because that's what they needed, and that's what they needed to see. And I felt that Roxanne Shanté, I want to say the older Roxanne Shanté, because the younger Roxanne Shanté was just a straight hip hopper, was a straight battle rapper, was you know, was angry, was going through a lot, and happens to be able to identify with the same young ladies that I take pride in being able to assist out of these difficult situations. Now, you know, the older Roxanne Shanté wanted to be more than that. So because of that, I turned into the type of woman that I wish I would have had when I was younger. And that's just the way you gotta do things.
Girl, you just said it. You just said it.
Yeah.
You just said it.
I said, you know, I wish I would have had someone to show that they cared, someone who said, listen, stay in school, someone to say, listen, he's too old for you to date, somebody to say, like, listen, I'm going to be here for you, somebody that you could call in the middle of the night when you needed to.
I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up.
Yeah, don't let
I'm tearing up.
I don't want to do it to you.
Let me get that mascara right. Let me get this mascara right.
Right. Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Well, how do we keep in contact? How do we get in contact with you about these organizations?
Well, I'm on social media and everything else throughout the on all different internet sites and everything else. You can just look me up. It's just Roxanne Shanté on everything. I kept it very simple. The letter I, the letter M, Roxanne Shanté, all one word on everything. So you'll be able to keep up with the programs. And of course, it's called Mind Over Matter. Absolutely.
Mind Over Matter. And then if you want to know about your tour dates, where you're going to be next, you can also check out those social sites.
Absolutely. I also have a daily radio show. I'm on Sirius XM, channel 43, every day live from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So if you really want to get a dose of Roxanne Shanté, that's what you need to do. Turn me on in your cars, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on channel 43. It's called Have a Nice Day Show with Roxanne Shanté.
Nice! So Roxanne, thank you so much for being here. We are honored to have you on the Super Cruise. I hope this ain't the last time. I hope this ain't the last time.
No, no, absolutely not. You call, I come running.
All righty. Roxanne Shanté is here on the 12th Annual Capital Jazz Super Cruise. I'm your host, Jodine. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Capital Jazz.